Hey, I'm John Greaves III. I'm the co-founder of Garage Gym Life.
Hi, I'm Naomi Greaves, co-founder of Garage Gym Life.
And I want to talk about home gym setup. So when a lot of people set up their home gyms, they think of it as something that they're setting up for themselves, which is fine. The best gym in town is yours because you custom tailor it to you. The problem comes in when your home gym is so personalized that your spouse or your partner doesn't feel comfortable using it. So when you try to get them to work out with you, you find that they are resistant. So one thing that Naomi and I did was be very, very intentional about setting up this training space as something that is comfortable and functionally useful for both of us, even though we have very different training goals.
And I just want to go ahead and give you a walkthrough of the things that I use on a regular basis from Bells of Steel here in the gym. Again, this is a gym that both John and myself use, but it's one that it's also created so that I can use it and feel comfortable in it. So the first piece of equipment that I use is the Bells of Steel single stack cable tower. I use this quite a bit. So whether it is for upper body, lower body, mid body, I use it for everything. So lat pull downs, whether I'm doing face pulls, whether I'm doing rows, if I'm doing kickbacks, if I'm doing adductors or abductors, I'm using the cable stack quite a bit. I've used it for goblet squats using the D handles. I've used it for RDLs as well. So this is one of the most universal pieces of equipment that I use on a regular basis.
I use this probably as much as she does, even though we basically don't do the same exercises. I use this for any kind of tricep press down, depending on which cable attachment I'm using at the time. I use it for press downs, overhead extensions. I also use this for rows. If I'm gonna do a cable row, I use it for cable flies. And I have also used it for a lot of lateral raises for my shoulders that require continuous tension. So this thing is super versatile. And one thing that I really, really like about it is the footprint is very, very small. Our home gym is not very big, but we're able to pack a lot of exercises into one functional piece that both of us can use, and it's not in the way when we are not using it.
The next piece of equipment that I use to help with my cardio, as well as, sports specific training, is the Bells of Steel Blitz indoor cycling bike. Not only does it mimic the motion of what I would use on my road bike when I'm out on the road, but it also helps build that muscle memory. The feature that I love about it the most, it's really odd that I'm gonna say this, but it is the bottle holder. Because again, when you are cycling out on the open road, the main focus that you're gonna have is hydration. But how do you stay hydrated while you're also in movement? So this helps train not just when you're building up your cardio, but also I get into the practice of reaching and hydrating while I'm working out. Again, this is one of the pieces of equipment that is in my toolkit, especially as being a triathlete. Now, the other piece that I've used quite a bit is our rolling J cups from Bells of Steel. Now, this is a piece that my husband uses quite a bit. It's a rolling J cup. So I will put the bars on it. I'll use it to center myself when I'm using the rack. Again, it's easy to go ahead and be able to shift the bar so I can get it centered for me.
Naomi said that she really likes these Bells of Steel roller J cups. I really like them too. Now, where she likes to use them outside the rack, I only use them outside the rack if I'm going to be doing any kind of overhead pressing. More often, if I'm going to be doing squatting, like I'm going to be squatting today, I will take them off. You see how fast I'm able to swap them around? And I just put them inside the rack so I can do whatever kind of squat I'm doing that day. And it's really simple and easy. These are a game changer because it's nothing like having heavy weight on your back, you're not quite centered, and then you have to like drag the bar. Now you're gonna mess up your barbell. Speaking of barbells, my favorite bar, and it has been for several years, is the Bells of Steel Bare Naked Powerlifting Bar. This bar has been my go-to bar for squats and all kinds of presses since we got it. Naomi doesn't touch this thing. She's not interested, but that's okay. This is a bar that's for me. I love the way it feels. The knurling is not super aggressive, but it's aggressive enough that I feel good skin contact with the bar. And one of the things that you get from having good knurling is that it activates your nervous system, so I feel like I can press maximum weight with it. Since I'm standing right here, you can kind of see the Bells of Steel seal roll pad. Now, ironically enough, Naomi was the one that first turned me onto this, and she got Kat from Bells of Steel to demonstrate this product at the first Home Gym Con in French Lick, Indiana. But then after we got it, it turned out that I'm the one that uses it more. I use the seal roll pad for stretching, so I use it to stretch out my hip. Before I get started with any sort of lower body training session. I also really love it for any kind of, obviously, seal rows, also Kelso shrugs. It's really easy to grab, install onto the rack, and then you get started. I've even stood on it and done Jefferson curls standing on it with dumbbells. So it is super, super versatile.
And then of course, it's right behind. It's gonna be the Bells of Steel weight tree. Now, this weight tree actually holds a lot more than what my previous weight tree held. I think it holds up to almost 300 pounds more than what my previous weight tree had. But also what I like about it is the fact that it not only allows me to put my bars on here, all of the bars that I use on a regular basis, but easy to access. The previous weight tree I had, the bars were held on the inside, which made it a little difficult. But with this, everything is on the four corners, so it's easy for me to be able to access it. And like I said, I have all of my bumper plates on here for easy use. Last piece of equipment that I use periodically is the open trap bar for RDLs.
I love using this Bells of Steel open trap bar. Time is always an issue in our workouts, but I can throw the weights on there and I can do any kind of Romanian deadlift. I can do deadlifts from the floor using whichever handle I want to. And then also, if I get froggy, I can use it for farmer's carries. And it's really, really easy to set up, change the weights out. I love this thing. We've had it for a couple of years and it does the job. I have zero complaints about it at all.
But overall, Bells of Steel is a regular feature when it comes down to my training goals.
Oh, and there's one more thing. I almost forgot. When we got our power rack, it didn't have enough plate holders. And I was able to reach out to Bells of Steel and I bought a Bells of Steel change plate holder. So we're able to put all of our remaining small change plates. So we got our 5s, 2.5s, and 1.25s on this change plate holder. It is very versatile. It was easy to install and I am a huge, huge fan of it. That's a keeper. We're hanging on to that thing forever. So the basic idea as we wrap up is that when you're putting together your home gym, even if you're single now, at some point you may have a significant other who you want to work out with. You may end up having kids who you want to get in the habit of training with you. Make sure that you leave room in your home gym for other people who live with you so that they're comfortable in there, and then you guys can craft a space that helps you both get better and chase your individual goals, but at the same time, you're able to do it together as a family. So I hope that was helpful. And if you are interested in any of the products that we mentioned, they are in the shopping button that's on this video. All right. Thanks for watching.